The Milford Sounds is an incredible fjord located in Fiordland National Park on the South Island of New Zealand. If you've ever dreamed of exploring one of the most beautiful places on earth, you're in the right place. Whether you're planning your first visit or just curious about this iconic destination, we're here to guide you through everything you need to know. The Milford Sounds might be one of the most stunning destinations you'll ever see. It's a place where towering peaks, lush rainforests and vast waters come together to create a breathtaking landscape. This fjord, formed by ancient glaciers millions of years ago, is famous for its dramatic cliffs, cascading waterfalls and abundant wildlife. But planning a trip to the Milford Sounds can be tricky if you don't know where to start. From how to get there to what activities you can't miss, there are a few key things to consider. In this guide, we'll walk you through the best ways to book your trip, including tips on transportation, guided tours and stops to make along the way. Plus, we'll share some insider advice to make your experience even more unforgettable. Whether you're looking to take a scenic cruise through the fjord, hike the famous tracks, or just enjoy the serenity of the surroundings, I've got you covered. So let's jump into the ultimate guide to booking your dream trip to the Milford Sounds and make sure you're fully prepared for this once-in-a-lifetime adventure. So you're ready to start planning your trip to the Milford Sounds, but you don't know where to begin. We were in your position as well, and this is why we are doing a guide to planning your trip to the Milford Sounds. There are a few things that you'll want to consider when planning this trip. The first one is the drive, whether you're starting from Queenstown or Tiano. So from Tiano it is about 2 hours, and then from Queenstown it's about 4 hours. So depending on how you're going to get there, you need to take that one into consideration. There are stops that you can take along the way. Some of these are worth it, some of these are a little bit underwhelming. I would recommend doing those before your cruise if you can, because once you see the Milford Sounds, nothing else compares to it. But obviously some of the cruises are first thing in the morning, so you might not have time, especially because the sun rises quite late. For us, I don't think it started getting light until about 7:30, and we did a 9:30 cruise. If you are driving into the Milford Sounds, there is a car park there. One of them is a paid car park, it's about $10 an hour, or there's a free car park which is about a 20-minute walk away from the terminal. It's quite a nice walk, so I would recommend doing that, but obviously if you want to be closer, that's fine, or if you need to be closer. There's a lot of signage, so it's very easy to find the ferry terminal from the car park. And it's a flat walk, so it's nothing too difficult. The next thing you want to consider is the weather. It's most likely going to be raining, but that's okay. Even on a gloomy day, it looks absolutely amazing. You may also want to wear some waterproofs because you do get quite close to the waterfall on some of the cruises, and that will get you a little bit wet. So there's a few different options for your actual trip around the Milford Sounds. You can do flying options, so helicopters or seaplanes, I believe. And then you can do cruises. Now with the cruises, there are coaches that can take you to and from your location where you start. They will also take you to the stop-off points and all the lookouts on the way to the Milford Sounds. There's also just a simple cruise option that will take you around. It will give you some information. This is the one that we actually ended up picking. You can have optional extras like food tours, and there's also just a water taxi that will take you to one of the walks that leads to a waterfall. That one I think is the cheapest option. We went for the 2-hour cruise, which for us was pretty good. We were on a bit of a budget, so we didn't want to go for the expensive ones, which was including the coach and the food, and we also had a car, so we didn't really need that. So we ended up picking the cruise with Pure Milford, and it was, I think, about $130 per person, and they provided you with free hot drinks and water on board, and it was just under 2 hours, and it takes you around the main points of the Milford Sounds. There's plenty of seating on that cruise, but the best seating is actually out on the top deck so that you can see everything. Obviously if it's, chucking it down with rain, it's not going to be the best, but for us luckily it was just a little bit gloomy, and then it started to get sunny as the day went on. So overall, the Milford Sounds is an absolutely stunning place, and one that you definitely don't want to miss if you're on the South Island of New Zealand. We absolutely loved it, we had a great time, and luckily our cruise wasn't too busy. I think if it was busy, it might have been a different story, but the views were still incredible, and we highly recommend that you check it out. So if you're planning your trip to the Milford Sounds, then please comment below, we'd love to hear from you, and we will see you in our next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.